Another theme that kept coming up in my travels was the power of global media. This is the biggest change in the experience of ordinary people in the 2 or so decades in which I've been traveling to places like Southeast Asia and West Africa and the Middle East. The fact that everyone, even in the most remote village, now sees some of the same images that we see every day. And this even has an effect in our own country. I mean, I was traveling in Ohio last year for the election. I was in the Appalachian part of the state, southeastern Ohio, talking to a group of voters or non-voters in a diner in a little town called Gloucester, and asking them about what they thought of the different candidates. And their answers seemed to have come straight out of cable news anchors' mouths. They were so sophisticated about the post-convention bounce, a phrase I kept hearing, or about Sarah Palin's executive experience. So the talking points and talking heads version of the election had gone straight into this diner in a very remote, forgotten, and poor part of Appalachian Ohio. Same thing in a village in Ivory Coast. Young kid with no context, no sense of where the music comes from, or who Michael Jordan is, or whether most Americans live this way at all. The images and surface of life, and really of pop culture life, are imported wholesale, so that it's then adapted to some young kid's life in Ivory Coast, but what it becomes is a kind of perverse effect of globalization, so that it always seems to be the most extreme, the most aggressive, maybe even the most violent bits of pop culture and of sports and music and global media that are adapted for the purposes of disenfranchised young people in countries like Ivory Coast. So what I began to feel was that the global media, which was supposed to make us understand each other better and to bring us closer and to sort of knit the world together, had actually, for now at least, made us less tolerant, less understanding, and maybe more violent. I mean, if you've got Americans seeing images of suicide bombers, car bombers in Iraq over and over, night after night, without much context, and that's the key thing, simply the images and a few words of description, it's not going to be long before Americans feel we shouldn't have anything to do with this place.